Welcome to the weekly update of the positions that were opened and closed, as well as profits and losses for the week of July 8th through the 12th. Before I get started into what actually happened, I like to make an announcement here that I do have a thing called the SPX Investing Program. It launched at the beginning of June. It's still free and wide open for the time being, at least through the month of July. I'm probably going to lock that down in August. If you decide that this program is for you, it will end up being $97 a month. If you want to learn more about this, there are links below this video that will take you to that website. There are also links below the video that will take you to more videos where you can learn more about the program. If that is of interest to you, there's also an email address. If you want to contact me, we can set up a time to talk either through email, by messaging back and forth, or setting up a time to have a video conference. Also, I post a number of videos each week. The main focus of the videos that I do are the daily video updates. Then I have a number of other videos that I do once a week. Some are even less than that, the supplemental videos. But I have a series of other videos that some of you might find interesting. But all of these other videos are meant to tie into the daily video update. After doing this for many decades, I have learned that day by day analysis is where you get the best insight. I know we're all busy. That's why I go through and make all these videos. Even though my videos are longer, it's a lot less time than if you were to try to research and make your own conclusions. I try to whittle that down by showing you the things that I feel are important, especially as they apply to the S&P 500. From this point forward, please know that whatever I say is for educational purposes only, and it's based on what is taught in the SPX Investing Program. If you like what you see here, you independently implement these, either opening a position or close them. Any positions that you decide to do, you have to take responsibility for that. You may also modify any of the positions that are suggested that I do share in the membership program. As far as taking responsibility, that means you get to enjoy it when you're right, but you also have to just kind of accept it if you have a loss. Each member, again, must take full responsibility, and your results are going to be different than what you see here. You might outperform what I show and suggest and offer as ideas for you to consider. You may underperform that. I'm just showing you what I do and what I teach, because trading is risky. Even if you've been doing this for a long time, or if you're brand new to it, there are things that you don't know, and those are the things that can really get you. We think we can just have a 1, 2, 3 little puzzle and we come to answer number 4. It doesn't really work that way. The stock market is a lot more complicated than that. So please be warned that not every position is going to end up being a winner. Okay, so let's go back and talk about the open and closed positions for the week of July 8th through the 12th. To give you an overview of what happened in a big picture sense, the S&P for the week was confirmed in an uptrend. We're looking pretty positive right now. Things got a little bit scary on Thursday, but then we were able to recoup more than that on Friday, but then we ended up giving back some of those gains as we closed on Friday. If you want to have a more detailed analysis and commentary, please see the daily video updates. What we saw in a more generic sense is that the internals that have been causing us some concern and negative divergences that we've been seeing, this could be showing signs of improving as we're seeing a possible rotation where it's just not the mega caps that are really driving the indexes higher. There's possibility going on here that we're seeing money coming out of the mega caps and going into the rest of the S&P and into the broader market. We're seeing an improvement with the small caps and the mid caps. Where we go from here is we see, is that going to continue? Or we've been faked out before, looking like this kind of a setup was coming along only to have it stall out. So we'll have to see if we see more follow through in the upcoming week. And for the week, the mega caps actually saw some profit taking and ended up underperforming the rest of the market. What was interesting is we had a down day on Thursday, and Thursday and Friday were really kind of confusing. On Thursday, we had CPI come out, and that came in weaker than expected, and the market was really poised to go higher. Well, it ended up going lower. We saw enough of an upthrust at the beginning, and I was able to close out a couple of positions there. But then we turned and started to go down. That's when I actually had a loss in that session. So we just took it and then just moved on to the next one. The market should have gone up on Thursday if you try to use human logic behind that. Then on Friday, we had PPI come out and it came in stronger than expected, and the market could have continued to just go down. But what we saw on Thursday, even though the markets declined, we saw a real improvement across the internals of the S&P. Then on Friday, we could have declined, but we didn't. And we saw a continuation of the internals improving. This is suggesting that maybe we're entering a new kind of a climate for the market that is seeing more stocks actually participate in the upward move. Wednesday did end up closing at an all-time high. We did set an intraday high on Friday, but we lost that as we closed well off of the highs on that day. The numbers that you see here, they will vary. They're going to be a lot different, either better or worse than what you see that's coming up, because you're encouraged to personalize the ideas that I present to you. You might have different sizes. Your positions might be bigger or smaller, and your profit or loss targets may end up being different than what I set. I just go with what is taught in the program, and this is what I've seen work after decades of doing this. But there's also plenty of room for individuality, and you can tailor this according to your own personality as well. So let's go back and talk about, according to what is taught in the SPX Investing Program, the following positions were considered and entered if the proper criteria was met. We have a set of criteria. We come up with what we're going to do before the market even opens. We do this when the market's closed. That's when we come up with our plan of attack. And we come up with a plan for each day. That's why I really stress watching the daily videos. So after Friday, now we have a plan for Monday. We don't know if that plan's actually going to be executed or not, but we do have that plan in place. And if the criteria is met, it will be executed. The total positions that we considered during the week, we looked at 10 bullish positions. Bullish means we were hoping the S&P would go up. 8 of those ended up being filled. The 2 that were not filled were Thursday when we had the down day. We were looking for the market to continue to go up. It did not. One of the criteria is you only get into a position when it's moving in the direction of the desired position, which means if you're looking at bullish positions, you only want to get in if the S&P is actually up for that particular day. As of the close on Friday, July 12th, 10 positions were closed during the week throughout July 8th through the 12th. We did have one loss that occurred on Thursday. Now, what happened is I had a success and a loss both in the same day. These are two different types of strategies. When the market looked to be going up, that was a bullish position, but we didn't go up enough to really see that position shine. It didn't really take off. And then when we started to come down, we hit a predetermined profit or loss target at 20% of what we got into that position for. And we just got out and just moved on to the next one. There was another position on Thursday where we did have enough of an upthrust right after the beginning. We were sitting right at our profit target after Wednesday, but not quite there yet. We saw the upward move right at the open. That was enough to get out of that position for a profit. But the other position, no, we had to take a loss on that one. So for the week, and these are a little bit out of order here because I'm trying to bring these up in an animated kind of style. So for the week started back on July 8th. We had 4 open positions already for the week of July 1st through the 5th. All 4 of these throughout the week, they hit their respective profit targets during the week and were closed during the week of July 8th through the 12th. The total new positions that we just looked at doing for this particular week were 10. 2 of those positions were not entered on July 11th because they did not meet the criteria of what is taught in the program. We did have some new positions that were entered during the week. We had 8 of those. The total opened and closed positions during the week ended up being 6. So we still have 2 open positions as we head into the new week. We saw 5 of those 6 positions with profits, and we did have 1 loss. The total remaining positions that we still have open as I record this are 2 positions. So going back and looking from July 1st up through the 12th of July, So far for the month, 2 weeks into it, we considered 20 positions. Out of those 20, 14 were actually opened, 11 were profitable to date. One did have a loss. The 20% loss was due to hitting the predetermined loss percentage. It was opened on right at the close on Wednesday because we were having an update that met the criteria, but then we hit our loss target on Thursday, so it was closed. The profit ranges on these positions, the lowest was about 24.6%. In fact, that's an actual amount. And that's a pretty good return for holding on to this for a few days. Other types of strategies that we implement, we've been hitting fairly consistent, back actually very consistently with a 50% profit when we end up closing that position. There are still two positions that remain open for the upcoming week of July 15th through the 19th. So thank you. I hope you found this helpful. This gives you a little bit of a clue of what's actually happening in the SPX Investing Program. Feel free to check it out, see if it interests you, see if my style, my approach, the whole program that I've developed is something that may benefit you. I hope you have a really good day, and I will talk to you in the next video.